What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Shopaew Eddie Kingston figure. Of course, this is 1 out of 3,000. We're going to take a look at the package real quick because they do put an extra effort into the packaging for the Shopaew exclusives. As you see, it has Eddie Kingston and that really nice script font there. Looks really cool. The yellow, black, and white. Then we have an image of him on the side. This is one of the more disappointing images compared to the other ones we have. I really like the first few, or especially Jericho and Kenny, and I think I really like Jade and, oh man, I'm drawing a blank right now. Hangman's was cool. This one's kind of a letdown. Flip it over to the back, we see Eddie Kingston's signature. That's not how he signs his name anymore at all. And of course, they had to airbrush Yankees off of the shirt there, and on the left side, or you want to consider it left or right, whatever you want to do. Nothing out of the ordinary, and this is going to be number 9 in the Shopaew set. And once again, this is 1 out of 3,000, so if you're looking for 3,000 that are mock in package, this is not the place for it. We're going to take this out and we're going to review it. Let me pop the rest of this out of the packaging real quick, and then we will be good to go. And just like that, Eddie Kingston is out of the package. Now, we got a couple things to talk about here. Obviously, this figure is bloodied. Would you have preferred this to be in the Blood and Guts line, or would you have preferred this to be a Shopaew exclusive? I don't know about you guys, but I would have preferred this to be in the Blood and Guts line instead of the Shopaew exclusives. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know what other people think. I haven't even talked to anybody about this figure yet. So, I mean, we all have our own opinions, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. On the packaging, it was airbrushed off the Yankees logo. On the figure itself, they went with just Kingston, and then, what's that, an EK? Looks like EA at first, but it's EK. Now, this is unfortunately the same body as his Unrivaled Series 9. We're going to talk about that in a second. But as far as the shirt, it is insane how much juice they got on this shirt. It is kind of unreal. Kind of like the Kenny Omega shirt. Did it have blood on it? I don't remember. I think it did. Let's take the shirt off and see how much actually made it below the shirt. Let's take this gas can out of his hand. Look how much is on the shirt overall. That is insane, honestly. I am actually a fan of that, I'm not gonna lie. Let's take a look at this gas can. I don't know about you guys, but I have never in my life seen a gas can that looks like this. I don't even think that looks like the one that he was carrying when he came out. It looks exactly like it, actually. Kinda, sorta. I ain't never seen one like that. So that is weird. Also, something that would have been really cool looking back at the shirt, it looks like there's ketchup and mustard also on the shirt. So that would have been cooler mixed in there with the blood. Honestly, I think that would have been funny. But this does come with a gas can accessory. This is a first in the AEW line. Will we see it again? Probably not. It'd be nice to have like a little decal on there, like a little black wash or something, so it's not just like flat red, honestly. That's a nitpick though. But let's get into the figure. Now, I've always thought that this torso does not fit Eddie Kingston at all. Like, he's a heavier set guy, but it just looks like he has traps on top of traps, and that's just not the case, honestly. But the blood does continue down the neck on both sides, and even down to the singlet top over here on this side. That's actually really, really impressive how they did that. The blood on the arms always kind of looks the same to me. You either like it or hate it. Some of it looks a little generic to me, especially like on this side. It's weird. It'd been cool to see something on the back. I don't know if he had any on the back. Oh, he's got blood in his hair on the back. That is a nice touch. But then getting into the face, this is the same head scan that we have seen. As you see, there's a lot of blood details on there, which is honestly like why I think this figure should have been in the Blood and Guts line in the first place and not the Shopaew exclusive line. Somebody that should be a Shopaew exclusive would be like Danhausen or something. Like, it's known for them having a special t-shirt, or any kind of t-shirt really, and you go from there. because I think that would fit better, but I don't see Eddie Kingston being in the Shop AEW exclusive line. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm not working for them. I'm just reviewing the figures. But I do think there could have been better choices, and I really wish we get a different formula for Eddie Kingston, because I was going to turn my Eddie Kingston into a Mattel figure, but after seeing this one, it's like, you can't have the blood on there unless you paint it on. So, I mean, this is like an official Eddie Kingston blood figure, but it's the same as the Series 9, just has extra paint added to it. But if you like that, that is fine. But I do wish they would change the formula. I don't think they have a formula like out right now that I would actually recommend. So, and if I remember correctly, this Eddie Kingston figure was too tall. Like, let's take a look at him beside Darby Allin. And I guess that scales pretty well. Maybe I'm tripping, because I feel like I remember the Series 9 being way too tall. But I could be wrong. But let's see how he scales with an updated, not an updated, more like a modified Bryan Danielson. I changed the torso on it because the torso they gave him was stupid too. And I like that scale. My God, Bryan has a massive head, or either Eddie Kingston has a really, really tiny head. I mean, I guess that looks pretty well together. I would put Mox up beside him, but all the Jon Moxley figures are absolutely way too big. Like, they're so tall. They had the Dustin Rhodes, I believe it was Series 2 issue, where the figures are just, they're way too tall and they're out of scale with literally everything else in their line. And I know, like, you have issues from time to time with scaling, but like for the most part, your figures have to be in scale with each other. But that's just my opinion. Also, I've noticed something with this figure since putting the shirt back on. This doesn't have one of the cheap, like, decals applied to the front of the shirt. I'm trying to see if I can find a Jazzware shirt in my drawer right here so I can compare and show you guys what I'm actually talking about. This one looks like the Kingston EK was actually printed with the cloth. It doesn't have the stupid, like, boxed out logo. Like, it's not an AEW figure, but it kind of has the same issue with, you see Naito here, is you can see exactly where the decal is on the figure. His blends in better than the AEW ones. Most of the AEW ones are just long black rectangles, and they're very so much a turnoff. But if this is the direction that they are going with their shirts, I think it's a massive upgrade, because it is the same exact thing that Mattel does with the WWE shirts, where you don't see the decal. That decal is not going to peel off. That is actually part of the fabric. So if that's something that's actually going to happen, I think that is a massive step in the right direction, and that is going to make it where a lot of their shirt figures are a lot more desired. But I do hope that they get over the staining issue. But I don't think you're going to have this one because it is a white shirt as opposed to a black shirt. But that is going to be it for my review of the Shop AEW Eddie Kingston. Should have been a Blood and Guts figure, but it is still limited, 1 of 3,000. Let me know what you think about this figure down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.